Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly live. It's Thursday night, and another week has passed. And I just got back from Florida. I did a quick trip to Florida over the weekend, and I got in yesterday. And I tell you, it was a whirlwind. But I got some flights in while I was down there. I went to a drone conference. It was called Elevate UAV, and it was down in Miami. And I had met Steve Jones, um, and one of his drone pilots at the conference. But before that, before we actually went to the conference, we flew at the Bayside Marketplace in Miami, which is something that I've always wanted to do. Alex Escardo ended up joining us. You know, that's his favorite secret spot, and he showed up before he went to work, and I had a great time flying with those guys. And the Bayside Marketplace is really a great place to fly. It's got a big Ferris wheel there, and it's right on the Biscayne Bay. And uh, you got the city of Miami skyline in the right there. And I tell you, I had a great time flying with those guys, really. But the night before, I was up in Jupiter at my favorite place to fly, which is Du Bois Park. And that's right on Jupiter Inlet there. And I met up with Al Cercione and Ken Gottlieb and TJ Alexander. And TJ's wife, Sandy, even came down. But we had a great time flying Sunset. The sunset could have been better, but we had a great time flying there. But I tell you guys, I'm truly humbled every week. I go live, and there's people in the back room waiting for the show to go live, and I truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching the live stream, and it's been years now, and you know who you guys are. I've had guys that have been following us since day one, so thank you, thank you, thank you. So, but Warren, Aki Rasho, he was number one today. He checked in early this afternoon. He always tries to rig it so he's number one. So good to see you, Warren. And I know Danny uh, Kevlar Kennedy. How you doing? Good to see you. Welcome. I'm glad you're watching today. Thank you. Um, and Barkley, 107 Drone, he's in the house. How you doing, Barkley? He's watching down in Tennessee. So he tried to get a head start on the lucky numbers, putting them in. Um, and as I do a little monthly giveaway, a $10 Amazon gift card, and we'll be doing that a little later, Barkley. So those numbers didn't count. So anyway, Angel, Drone Guy 42 Adventures. He's watching in New Jersey. How you doing? Good to see you. And there's Jody Drone Shots. He's watching up in Michigan. So how you doing, Jody? And Jody and I go way back. Even before I started my own live stream, I got to know him on other live streams, along with Bob Casey. Bob Casey's in the house. So how you doing, Bob? Good to see you. And it takes a little time to mention people's names, but it's important. So Dusty's in the house. East Coast Thrills. How you doing, Dusty? Good to see you. And Bud Beaver, I don't know if he's still in. He said he was just popping in, and he wished that I have a good show, and I appreciate that. Good to see you, Bud. Um, but anyway, our special guest tonight. He's in the back room. He's enjoying his shrimp and lobster back there. So I'll be bringing him in very shortly, very, very shortly. And I know you're going to find him extremely interesting. So let me just mention a few more names. Brian, Waypoint, New England. How you doing, Brian? Good to see you. And John, Connecticut Pirate, is in the house. How you doing, John? He's watching in Connecticut. So, and he's one of our biggest supporters. Actually, he sponsors the monthly giveaway. So thank you so much for that, John. And let me see, Steve. I know I saw Steve Janess. He's in the house. How you doing? Good to see you, Steve. Always good to see you. And I know I saw John Flynn, Flying Flynn Media, and you posted some great photos today, John. They were really spectacular. So, um, and let's see, Skull 901, welcome. Thank you for popping in and watching the show. And Zach, Big Orange Drone Flyer, he's in the house. How you doing, Zach? Good to see you. I'll make you. Those that are not moderators, I will make you a moderator tomorrow when I review the stream. So, without further ado, and TJ's in the house. Let me say hello to TJ. Good to see you, TJ. And Nana's Attic, how you doing? And Ronnie, God bless America. He's in the house. And a lot of you probably know that Ronnie is a sponsor of the sixth annual South Florida Drone Meetup, and that's scrolling along the bottom there. Um, and he he donates a custom-made wooden Betsy Ross American flag, and it is awesome. So I got to say thank you to Ronnie for doing that. Really. And as you know, the the sixth annual South Florida Drone Meetup is going to be on April 10th to the 13th, 2026. We're going to have it at Jensen Beach Causeway Park again in Jensen Beach, Florida. It's free to come. And if you come and let me know, I'll add you to the list. I got the list right here on the phone. And we got 100 people signed up that say they're coming to the meetup in April. And that's great. We never had that many people signed up so early. But anyway, just going over the notes here. And again, thank you all for tuning in. But I'd like you all to please give a warm welcome to my special guest, Kyle Nordfors. He's coming to us all the way from Utah. Hey, Kyle, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me on. Can you hear me okay? I hope I got everything set up.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. You look good. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live, and I appreciate you accepting my invitation to be on.
Of course, I apologize that things were a little hectic. I got the day screwed up first, and then, but you set me straight. So, but we're here and making it happen. So I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, no, thank you so much. But I was looking at the bio, your background, and you have a very impressive background. But you've been involved with drones for quite a while now. How did basically how did you start getting involved with drones? Because you're also a pilot, a commercial pilot, correct?
Yeah, I am a captain on a 737 for a legacy carrier based out of San Francisco.
Yeah.
But I have been involved using drones since 2016. So I guess just a little over a decade now. But I've been lucky enough to be able to use my aviation experience and not just going up and having fun, but then also applying this technology to public safety use, and then also enabling other people to help save lives. So it's been very rewarding that I've been able to take my aviation career in a different direction, in addition to just getting people from point A to point B.
Yes, yeah, no, that's great. It really is. And you're involved with the Weber County Search and Rescue Group?
That's correct. Yeah, Weber County Search and Rescue. We're located out of Utah, just north of Salt Lake City. So we're technically within the Rocky Mountain chain, along the Wasatch Mountain Range, and so we're we have 3 ski resorts that we help patrol, and we have a lot of snowmobiling that happens in the wintertime. So and in the summer and springtime, we have a bunch of lakes and whitewater rafting. To say the least, our people that live here that also recreate here keep us busy.
Yeah, no, it sounds it. It really does. I think it's great that you're involved with that search and rescue group. It's affiliated with the sheriff's department, I guess.
Yeah, more or less everything west of the Mississippi. That's just more of a generalized line. But most of the states west of the Mississippi, all of our search and rescue teams are associated with the sheriff's departments. So we in the mountainous states, also back east through the Appalachian chain, most of us belong to a bigger organization called the Mountain Rescue Association. The
Oh,
Mountain Rescue Association encompasses 90 different teams here in North America, including Mexico and Canada, and also stemming all the way up into Alaska, for which I am lucky enough to be the UAS chairman for the Mountain Rescue Association. So I get to travel to a bunch of the other different search and rescue teams that operate in Mountain SAR being search and rescue, Mountain SAR,
mhm.
and help them set up their teams, their programs, their UAS programs. And the key thing that I try to do is to take aviation's best practices and tie them in with search and rescue best practices, just because people have a misconception of the best manner in which to deploy these aerial assets in search and rescue. So we try to refine that and make it so that everybody is operating these aircraft to the fullest of their potential.
Right, right. No, that's great. It is. It's awesome. I was involved with my first search and rescue, I guess you could say, for a missing swimmer this year, earlier in May, and the coordination that's involved is pretty intense. At least that's how I found it initially. You know, where everything is, well, the way we did it is we broke it up into different zones. Each pilot is going to search a different zone, and unfortunately, we did not find the missing swimmer. So, but obviously, you must have some success stories. Can you share one?
You bet. Actually, the very first rescue that I was involved with, of course, we're not always successful with when we dispatch on a search and rescue call. Thankfully, this technology is allowing us to be able to get to people a lot sooner. So then that way we are doing a rescue rather than a recovery. The very
Right.
first rescue that I was involved in was three young men in their early 20s that went out hiking in our mountains here around 1 p.m. And they ended up getting cliffed out. And what that means is that they found themselves up on top of a cliff where they couldn't climb up and they couldn't get
Oh,
down any further. They Since they started off in the early afternoon in early April, they of course were not very well prepared for the elements. Early April here in the Utah mountains, they were at an elevation about 5,000, closer to 6,000 feet above sea level. It gets very cold once the sun drops,
yes.
once the sun sets. And so they did end up calling 911, and we got the phone call about 10 o'clock at night. um, we were trying to get a cell phone ping, but as you can imagine, triangulation in the mountains doesn't work very well because you can only ping on one side. You can't get a very accurate read from where the people are. And so we did get a relatively accurate, or what we were told was an accurate cell phone ping, and we dispatched the climb team, or our high angle team, into that area. I had the drone, and it was my very first rescue. And it was the very first, in order for me to join the team and do all that, I had to fund my very first thermal drone. And back in this time, it was the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual. And those of
Okay.
you that are familiar with it, the thermal sensor on that is terrible. But I was able to launch the drone, get up on top of that cliff where the cell phone ping said that they were, and they weren't there. And
Oh,
so I reported that back to Incident Command, and Incident Command still didn't know what I was capable of doing. And truthfully, I didn't know fully what I was capable of doing. This was back in 2018. And so I continued to search the different cliffs moving further to the south. About an hour later, I did inevitably find these three young men,
good.
3 canyons to the south.
Wow.
So 3 canyon peaks to the south is where I found them. Of course, I was still trying to learn the drone, its capabilities, and everything. But basically, it's kind of a funny story. We laugh about it now. I did my best to get the relative coordinates to Incident Command, but the deputy that was assigned to me, that was attached with me, he called up the climb team, the our high angle team that was on the mountain. They asked if they could see the great big huge spotlight in the sky, because I did have a spotlight mounted
Okay. Yeah.
to
Hmm.
the Mavic 2 Enterprise Dual, and they said, "Yeah, we can see that spotlight." And our deputy thought he would be funny. He got on the radio and said, "Okay, go make like 3 wise men and go find Jesus." So I kept that drone just parked right above the lost three individuals, and in about 45 minutes, it took them to come down one canyon, over three canyons over, and then back up. And two of the young men had already fallen asleep due to hypothermia.
Oh yeah, sure.
The third was still awake, and they were able to. They carried more clothes and food and water, and they got them awake and warmed them up, and and they were able to put harnesses on them and repel them off the mountain. So because of that drone
That's
on the
great.
very first rescue that I was involved in, it was a game changer and a big win for the entire team, where our
Yeah,
incident commander said, yeah, for sure, this is exactly the direction that we need to go into. And since then, we've saved dozens of lives thanks to the drone. So it's been a quite literally a life-saving asset that we have here in our mountains, and one that's being recognized not only by my own team and my own sheriff, but from teams around the world. We actually just participated in the annual Congress for the International Commission for Alpine Rescue,
oh,
ICAR,
okay.
ICAR, actually based out of Switzerland. Every single year they have a different Congress in a different country. This year it happened to be here in the United States in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. And so my team and I were invited to go up to Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and give them a demo of our capabilities, including our drone vehicle. It's a big van made by a company called Draxon.
Okay.
And we also had a Flycart 30. For those of you that are familiar, it's that great big huge delivery drone. And we showed them how, one, we were able to search and find our lost individuals, but then also the drone is so much more than just a search tool, a search asset. It also provides a lot of support. So we demonstrated the manner in which we provide that support by flying the litter, flying medical supplies, med bags, whatever they need up into the field. We can deliver that. That
Okay.
enables our hasty teams to get up on the mountain as quickly as possible so they can address the patient and triage the patient, and then we can provide them whatever they need. And then it also incident command overwatch is the third role that we use the drones for. And then that way our incident commanders can stay abreast of the situation, know exactly what's going on at all times. So yeah, the drones have been life-saving in the literal sense.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I mean, they're a game changer, and like you say, you've saved lives. And it's great to hear that. And I'm amazed on your first search and rescue. You saved lives.
Yep. And Cool Cat, I see your response right there. I absolutely wholeheartedly agree with you. Unfortunately, the politics that people that are involved in the politics that are trying to stipend or restrict our ability to get the most available tools to us, those policies and those companies pushing and lobbying for those efforts are costing American lives. And I say that in the literal form. Restricting this technology is costing lives. So
You're absolutely right. No doubt about it. And I've been saying it. I've wrote to my representatives in Congress about it, and
thank you.
you know, it's uh, it's sad, and it's just it's a bad thing. No doubt
I
about it. It's not a good
agree.
thing. And if they had some evidence that shows, you know, what they're trying to prove, I'd be more than happy to listen. But so far, I haven't seen it. So,
All true. All true.
but um, so do you fly for fun at all, or not really?
Not so much. I mean, I have maintained my currency in the small singles and the small duels as well. But I spend most of my free time either volunteering with the search and rescue team or with the SWAT team. I'm able to do quite a bit with the law enforcement
Oh,
here,
you do?
where we
Okay.
send the drone in first, even before sending a dog into a house. If we have a
Yes.
barricaded subject, we'll send the drone in,
Hmm.
and that is also very much life-saving. And I can't even begin to tell you how much our local SWAT team loves and appreciate sending the drone in. We've sent it into this house where the report was where the man had a suicide vest on.
Oh,
Send the drone in. Who cares if he hurts it? Who
exactly.
cares? and we can replace it for the current tools that we're using to send inside the house. If something were to happen to that drone, $600, no big deal. Unfortunately, as Cool Cat was mentioning, with the legislation, the drones that are being presented now are $6,000 and $7,000. So it's a little bit more of a big deal if that legislation were to happen. But I don't fly so much for fun because of my volunteer work. But when I do climb into a light single, I'm generally jumping out of it. I am a skydiver, and I absolutely love piloting a canopy. So those are my big hobbies right now: is volunteering and doing what I can with public safety, and then I skydive as much as I possibly can.
Oh, okay. You skydive also. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. But listen, I went through to your YouTube channel and I did find, I guess you could say, a video where you did fly for fun. I'm going to share it now. And if you want to narrate over it, you can.
Oh wow, you found an old one.
Yeah.
So this was done with the Mavic Air, the original Mavic Air. And the reason why I decided to toss it up is because that was right when a hurricane was coming through. So I wanted to see how well the Mavic Air would do in the hurricane. So it was blowing, the winds were blowing up to close to 25 to 30 miles an hour.
Yeah,
And
you can see it with the white caps, the waves.
yeah, so this is in Cape Cod on the east coast of Florida. We went on a cruise, and so anyway, I tossed it up. That's hilarious. That's my wife right there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So yeah, but
Well,
I
I know I love flying on the ocean. Anywhere there's a fishing pier, I love flying. I do. I just do. We have the Juno Beach Pier down by me, and it's a great place to fly.
That's hilarious. If you go
So
to the Weber County Search and Rescue Utah, the Weber County Search and Rescue YouTube page, we do have a few more current videos on there. If you're familiar with Billy Kyle,
oh yeah, we know Billy very well. He comes to the South Florida Drone Meetup. Yeah, I know him
okay.
very well.
Well, Billy comes out to Utah quite a bit, and
And he
he's a friend
films
of
the
mine.
flag.
Yes, we're doing that again this year, and so I've been in contact with Billy. I've been trying to get Ken Dono up here too.
Yeah.
Ken's a little afraid of the mountains. He likes his flatland stuff. I'm joking. Ken's not afraid of the mountain. But I've had both Ken and Billy both up here. But Billy's coming back out. We are rigging that big flag on the 31st, and then we're dropping the big flag on the 1st. And so for those of you that aren't familiar with the flag that I'm talking about, it's the world's largest free hanging American flag. And the way that what we do with this flag is that we hang it in one of our canyons here locally, where we hang it in honor of it started because our mayor died. He was killed in Afghanistan while serving in the National Guard. And so as a means for our community to unite our community, we were able to get a flag and hang this flag in the canyon to honor his family. He left behind a widow and 7 kids, one of which he only met once, and the youngest. And so we really wanted to wrap our arms around his sweet family. And so we've turned it into a yearly tradition, and we use a drone to fly the lines from one side to the other. And last year, Billy Kyle came out, and he was with us every step of the way, and he documented and told the story, the manner in which and why we hang that flag. So if you put into the YouTube search Billy Kyle flag, it should pop up. And he followed me up the canyon, so you'll be able to get a nice view of my backside walking up the canyon.
Yeah, no, I know. It's very, very impressive. And let me see if I can share it, and you'll see what I'm talking about, guys.
Oh, glory.
Yeah,
This
so
is it, right?
this is from my page, so from the Falconer Aerial Photography, from my little LLC.
because your
something that I just
loyalty has
tossed
given
up.
her a
But
dignity
that
that shouts
that
freedom
is
is
definitely
everybody's
it,
job.
the big flag, and we light it up every
Tonight,
single night as well.
that
And
means
so,
that
what we
we have
try to
all
do
come together
every
here.
single night, we have a lighting ceremony
States,
where we
individual
bring out
communities
a
that have
particular
united into
veteran, Gold Star
48 great
family, or
states.
someone that's affiliated with
48
veterans
individual
to come out
communities with
and do a little
pride and
ceremonial, turn
dignity
on the
and
light,
purpose,
um,
all
and
divided with
and
imaginary
allow that we
boundaries,
try to
yet
do an
united
interview
to a
where we'll
common
interview
purpose,
them, talk to them,
and
and
that's
allow
love,
the community to
country,
get to know our veterans and let them
and
know
for
how much
the
we
republic,
fully appreciate
republic.
their sacrifice and
The
everything that
state
they've
of
Very
the
done
nice.
for
sovereign power
our
is
country.
invested in
And yeah,
representatives
all these
chosen by
shots
the
here are
people to
done
govern.
with this one right here is an
Government
Inspire
is the
2, if I
people,
remember right.
and it's
So,
from the people
Really,
to the
really
people,
nice. And I remember when
not
Billy
from the
did
leaders
go and post
to the
his on
people,
his channel, and I was
for
so
which it
impressed with it.
stands.
But take a look at this, guys.
One
Really.
nation,
it weighs 480
one vision,
pounds.
meaning
It
so
takes about
blessed to be
100
God,
people to carry it up.
indivisible,
It's 75 by
incapable of being
150.
divided,
The
with
flag last
liberty,
year received a little
which
bit of
is freedom,
damage, and so we had
the right
to
and power
repair
to
it.
live
But in the
one's own
repairing of
life
that flag,
without
it couldn't fly
threats,
anymore.
fear,
So the
or
organization, the
some
Major
sort
Brent
of
Taylor
retaliation.
Foundation, was
And
able to
justice,
raise enough funds to buy a new
the
flag. This
principle
year, we
of
have a brand new
equality of
flag
dealing
that's
fairly
going
with
to
others
fly, and it is absolutely
for all,
beautiful. And the flag's nickname is the
for all,
Major, in honor
which
of
means
Major Brent
boys and
Taylor.
girls.
Very nice. Very nice. Really. That's pretty impressive. It is, Kyle. You know?
Well, it's fun. I invite everybody, and if you're a veteran, first, thank you so much for your service. And if you're going to be in the Utah area or anywhere close, I encourage you to come. The flag will fly from November 1st to November 16th. We're bringing it down on the morning of the 16th. So the 15th will be the last sunset to be able to see it. And so we encourage everybody to come and take a look. It really is impressive to see it fly. You take the small little hike up and see it fly and do its little well tail that we call it as it dives down. You can hear it, you can feel it, and it's just impressive. It whenever we fly that flag, this is I know you have an international community here, but whenever we hang this flag and we do it in honor of our veterans, in honor of those that have given us so much, it feels like September 12th, if you understand what I mean. We're
No.
all together. We're
Yeah.
all together in this. It doesn't matter, which way you lean politically. It's September 12th, whenever that flag is up in the canyon and flying. And it's just a fun thing to participate with everybody. So I highly encourage you. It's in Ogden, Utah, more specifically North Ogden, Utah, and we're dropping it November 1st, and it'll stay up until the morning of the 16th. So
Very
please
nice.
come on out, and I'm sure we can. Please reach out to me. I'm on social media. I'm on all the social media. So if you have any questions or want directions or anything, please reach out to me. The more we can get to come, the better.
Yeah. Yeah. Bobby, he had mentioned it takes 100 people to carry that flag up, right? Kyle?
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you want to see more details about it and how we go about doing it, Billy Kyle's YouTube page, just put in the search bar for Billy Kyle flag, and it'll pop up. And Billy did an absolutely amazing, stunning work on doing that. And he's coming back out, so he's going to be doing another video talking about it. He's going to be interviewing a little bit more people this time and
Good.
making it a little bit more personable. But
Well, when you see Billy, tell him I said hello.
I will. I talk to him frequently, so we've got big plans for this year. So it should be good. Part of what we've done in the past for this flag is that everybody's just hiked up to the top, and it's about 1.5 miles to hike up to the top. But the
Mhm.
problem is that by requiring people to come all the way up to the top, we're alienating a good section of our veterans that would love to be up there, but they can't
I know.
because in the line of their duty or
Yeah.
because of
Right.
age,
Right.
they're now physically no longer able to do so. So what we did last year was our first year. We're doing it again this year. We have a little stage set up down at the base of the canyon, and we have a big screen TV. And Jenny
Nice.
Taylor, Major Brent Taylor's widow, Jenny Taylor is the MC down below, and she talks. And so she and I are in communication, and I use a drone and I broadcast the image from the drone down to everybody that's down in front of the stage, so
Very nice.
everybody can see everything that's going on. So we try every single year, we get a little bit better, we get more technology, we get more donations,
Yeah,
we try to
sure.
make it a little bit more impactful for those brave men and women that gave so much, so that we can show them how much we appreciate them.
Very, very nice. And Bob Casey said he watched that video already. Yeah, so it was a great video, Bob. I know that because I seen it when Billy posted it. Yeah,
Yeah, BK did a good job.
yeah. I just saw Billy up at the Northeast Drone Meetup. Him and Ken Dono, and I don't know if Lon Denard.
Of
He
course.
usually hangs with Ken and Billy. They were up at Northeast Drone Meetup. We had a get together in Providence, and it was an awesome meetup. I got to give credit to John, Connecticut Pirate, and Steve Janess and Josh, and they put on a great meetup. So
Well, good.
yeah, and it was their first one. So kudos to them.
Oh, good. Gotta love a good drone meetup.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but like I said, I want to give you your personal invitation to come to ours in April. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but if you can see your way clear, bring your wife and kids and go on vacation in Florida and stop by the meetup.
Would love to. Just
Yeah.
let me know and I'll be there.
Um, but anyway, if anybody has any other questions for Kyle, put it in the chat. I'll try to keep an eye out. And you got to keep an eye out too, Kyle, because a lot of times I miss them. It's hard to keep up with the chat.
Oh yeah, I didn't even have it pulled up. I had our private chat up and I didn't click it over. So now I can see it all over.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be catching up here.
But
And
that there's a lot of good comments that you see in the chat, and a lot of these guys have been watching this show for many years now. So,
that's
and I
great.
appreciate it.
Well, Giggles, let me answer your question.
Okay.
I have far too many. Truthfully, I wouldn't even know what number to put it on, but I'll tell you. I guess I have a couple different fleets for different purposes. When it comes to search and rescue, we have 3 primary different types of drones. Now, when it comes to anything, like when you look at an airline that has multiple purposes, they have multiple different types of aircraft. So if like Delta, United, whatever, they'll have multiple different types of aircraft for different purposes, from short haul to long haul and the like. And so we have different purposes as well. So in public safety, if we need an interior drone, we have a kitted out Avata 2 with headlights and that face forward, lights that face down. And then when it comes to like our all around do almost anything kind of drone, it's going to be the Matrice 30T. You might be seeing a little bit of a trend here that I mostly use DJI, and that is true. I mostly use DJI because they are the most capable at the right price point. But when it comes to if I need a drone that has longer flight time and the ability to provide different types of support to our personnel in the field, I'm going to turn to the Matrice 350. Just because of its great big huge spotlight, we can light up the mountainside with that sucker. And then also with the H30T, there is no better platform with the H30T on the M350/M400. Just with its thermal capability, high definition thermal capability, its zoom camera, wide angle lens, the laser rangefinder. There is truly no better life-saving drone out there. Nothing American made or European made or anything else that is within reason for public safety. There's not a better one. But then when it comes to delivering items into the field, we have a Flycart 30. The Flycart 30, built as a delivery drone, We've been trying to convert it into public safety use. Maybe the next rendition will be a little bit better. It has its shortcomings for public safety. For as big
Okay.
as it is, I wish it could carry a little bit more. The camera system on it is awful. It has a 24 millimeter lens, and it makes it next to impossible to see what it is, or my depth or how far away things are. So as I'm lowering the payload down on the winch system, I truly have to use my instrumentation more than my visual cues. So for those of you that are pilots that know the difference between VFR versus IFR, even though I might be in VMC, I am definitely flying IFR while flying the Flycart 30, because I'm having to rely on my instrumentation so much.
Yeah.
When it comes to cinematography, I reach for that Inspire 3 or the
Okay. The Inspire.
Mavic 4, one of those. When it comes to just sheer fun, give me an FPV. And
Oh, you do FPV also?
of
Okay.
course.
Yeah, sure.
And I can't really say that I have a favorite. I don't even know what the non-name. The ones that you make in your garage. Those FPVs that may or may not break that 87 knot barrier, the 100 mile an hour barrier. Those are
Yeah.
just way too fun. So I do fly a lot of different drones. What I do when I'm at my normal job, I take a Mavic Mini with me, and I get to go take videos of sunsets from around the world. And so when I do eventually have some free time, I plan on doing sunsets around the world with my
That's cool.
travels. So whether it be
That's cool.
Hawaii, Jamaica, the Dominican, Chile, Canada, Alaska, just wherever, Germany, I have sunsets from around the world. So I'm hoping to put together a video that
Nice.
documents all that. But
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. There's no doubt about it. Um, I do a little format where I do talk about a tip of the week, and you've given us so much information, and that's really really great. But let me just tell everybody this week's tip, and it's just, in my opinion, if you can fly with a visual observer, if you can, not that you need one, but the extra set of eyes helps, and I think you'll agree with that, won't you, Kyle?
yeah. And do you mind if I expand on that?
No, not at all. Yeah.
So I wholeheartedly agree with that. And your visual observer, and this might be like a 5-minute rant, so if you'll forgive me, Ray, on that.
No, not at all.
Because it's not so much a visual observer is going to help you keep an eye on your drone, which is important. But that's just one of the many roles that you can assign your visual observer. The most dangerous phases of flight. Now, so what my big thing is trying to combine aviation's best practices with UAS use and how we implement drones in whatever field that you're using. So if you're a Billy Kyle, if you're a Ken Dono, if you're a Captain Ray, whatever other field you're doing it in, you can bring aviation's best practices into your workflow. And so just like with every other aspect of aviation, takeoff and landing is the most dangerous phase of flight.
Right.
And so you want to have your visual observer, as the drone's coming in, have your visual observer turn their back to the drone, completely turn their back to the drone.
Look around.
Or their job is to be taking in all the sights from everybody else. Since the takeoff and landing is the most dangerous phase of flight, the worst thing you can have happen is to have a stray dog, a dog come in that's a birder that
Dogs
comes
love
in and
drones.
wants to eat your. Yeah, they love to eat drones. Or a little kid, if you're bringing it in, they want to get a little bit closer to you. Disastrous things happen when kids or people that don't understand what is happening with that aircraft when they get a little bit too close to that. Visual observers can also be assigned to keep looky-loos away. I mean, how many times have we been flying and somebody wants to come up and look over your shoulder or start talking to you, or, oh, are you flying a drone? What type of drone? What are you doing? Can I ask this?
Yeah.
Can I ask that? And your visual observer can distract, because one thing that we need to remember as pilots in command. Now, I as an airline pilot, I am making this claim, and the FAA states this claim: you are pilots. You are aviators. And as the pilot in command, your number one and only job is to operate that aircraft safely. It doesn't matter what else you're doing. If I'm out there in search and rescue, it doesn't matter if I find the lost individual or not. The only job I have is the safe operation of that aircraft. So as many jobs as you can dump over to somebody else, the better. So then that way your situation awareness, thank you, 107 drone, stays high, so that way you are able to maintain a high level of safety. Your visual observer is so much more than just someone who is helping you keep an eye on the drone or keeping your eyes on other aircraft. It's a person that needs to be a jack of all trades, someone that is going to have your back in every single situation. On that note, if you don't have a visual observer, do not rely on your ADS-B application, your app that has ADS-B or anything else. ADS-B is such an unreliable system. I can't even begin to tell you how many times I've been taxiing out. Now in our flight decks, in my Boeing aircraft, I have my tablet off to the side that has all the ADS-B input into it as well. Airliners do not always have reliable ADS-B outputs. Where's the ADS-B receiver? Is that even working properly? Is it functioning? There's so many failure points built into the ADS-B system that it is something that you should not, it's impossible for you to rely on. Nothing is better than the Mark 1 eyeball and the Mark 1 ears. Keep your scan up. Know the airspace that you're operating in. So this was a huge aviation safety tangent. I apologize on just the simple thing of using a visual observer, but we do not want to be, don't ever be that guy. We do not want to be that person that screws it up so much that you don't want to have regulations. In aviation, this, Captain Ray, there are regulations that are written in blood. I understand it's a figurative thing, but think of the 1977 Tenerife accident when two 747s collided and aviation was forever changed. And those regulations came about because over 500 people had to die in order for those regulations to come about. So it's important for us to maintain that. And Akira Shadow, I don't know how to pronounce that name. I'm so
Warren.
sorry.
That's Warren.
Warren. Hey, Warren. I fly a Boeing 737. I'm also type rated on several Embraers and also several Airbus types, but I'm currently flying a Boeing 737 from the all the NGs to all the Maxes that are currently flying.
Very nice. That's great having that experience. Really. Like I said, I flew Southwest yesterday up from Florida to New York. And it's the only way to go. No more driving to Florida for me.
Good for you.
So
Southwest is fundamentally changing their business practice.
I know. They've been changing. Yep, they are. I don't know if it's going to be for the better. We'll have to see.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah. But and again, if anybody has any other questions, we've got a few more minutes. But I tell you, I also show a viewer video of the week. So let me just share that right now. And this week's viewer video of the week is Captain Joe from Louisiana. And he put out a nice video on using the master shots at this great place he flies.
Beautiful lighthouse.
This was a great video, Captain Joe. Captain Joe and Johnny Drone Flyer fly here a lot. And I hope when I go down to visit them, they take me there. But a lot of people don't use the Master Shot feature. Do you happen to use it, Kyle? You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do know, and I don't use it very often, no.
Right. And I should do it more often. But but I have a tendency to fly my own path. But it does it so smoothly, this master shot feature. Really cool, Captain Joe.
If you can forgive me, I have a fantastic video that I can demonstrate to help illustrate the importance of aviation safety and going through checklists and stuff. I promise I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to find it.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear what you said. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I have a fantastic video that I think will be very instrumental to your audience here that demonstrates the importance of following checklists, or at least having a flow and making sure that your aircraft is completely ready to fly. And so if you'll forgive me, I'm just trying to find it real quick, and hopefully I can find it without it being too much of an awkward pause. But I think you'll
No, that's all right. In the meantime, I have another one of your videos queued up. So let me just show that one, because I thought that one was pretty good too. And your soundtrack that you pick is awesome.
So that was during COVID. And so all the different law enforcement agencies in the area wanted to get together and show the hospitals how much they appreciated them. And so that's what that was.
Very, very nice. Really.
Okay.
Awesome.
I did find the video.
Okay.
And how do I haven't
you go down, there's a little plus sign on the bottom.
Okay. Where it says present.
Click that, and then it'll say share, and you should see it at your top. Did you add it to the top?
Let's see.
Sometimes it's tricky if you haven't done it.
Well, it's taking me into my system settings. When you say add it to the top, what do you mean by that?
The bar at the top.
Oh, it's an actual video. It's a file that I have on my computer.
Oh, okay. I don't know how to share files myself, but I guess it's basically the same way. If you can hit that plus button and it'll say share. But yeah, there it is. Okay, let me share it. I got it. Now I'll add it. And you can narrate over it.
Okay, so this is a deputy in a neighboring county that is... Here, would you mind pausing it for just a second? Okay, great. So he's at a school trying to demonstrate. This is a Matrice 300 that he has with an H-20T underneath. Now, this poor deputy... He bless his heart, he loves this drone and was really trying to do everything that he was supposed to, but he apparently had stage fright. I don't know what happened, and he had just a complete mental breakdown. And so if your audience, as he's talking, listen to his words. He's actually telling the kids there at this particular, I think it's a junior high, a middle school, that they can use this drone for search and rescue, to go find bad guys.
Okay.
And so just listen to him talk. He contradicts himself. Well, he says he should be doing something that he doesn't actually do. So everybody watch this video and just enjoy it. We can break it down afterwards. Try to find his errors.
It's a pretty impressive drone, though.
Every time before I fly it, I gotta make sure it's all good to go.
So every time I fly, I gotta make sure it's good. Do some checks on it.
Wait, so if I heard you can find me?
Now he's discovered. He's like, why can't I see through the camera? Now, he left the lens cover on.
Yep, that helped.
Okay, there's another big, major fatal error that he's made. I don't know if anybody in the chat can point it out. Those that are familiar with this drone. He obviously did not go through his checklist. Just keep watching. This is about to get good.
Oh my Lord! Oh, he didn't look above to see the wires. Oh,
Nope, that wasn't the wires.
oh,
Go
was it
back
a
to the
wire?
part where he was pulling off the lens covers off.
Oh wow, my
Now,
Lord!
so aviation safety culture. To go back to the aviation safety culture, if you can rewind it back to where he was pulling the cover off. Right, yeah, right there's good. Back where it was zoomed in on the right there's good. Now, aviation safety culture. You go ahead, you can pause it right there, and I'll talk about it. So, in aviation safety culture, we don't ever attach blame. We want to find the cause, and then we want to educate everybody as to what happened, so then the rest of us cannot or won't happen to us. Now, that's exactly what we did with this particular deputy. He wasn't punished for this. It was a mistake. It was a very simple, very costly mistake, but it is now turned into something that we are now able to go back and watch and learn.
It's a learning thing. It's a learning thing. Yeah.
Basically, what happened here is, if you saw the case, it was very dirty. His checklist was damaged and no longer had his checklist. Now, in the airlines, we use a flow, then verify flow, and then read the checklist afterwards, meaning that we go ahead and do everything that we're supposed to do, and then we go back and we review the checklist to make sure everything that we did was done correctly. So he obviously, as he was going through this, he was talking, I need to make sure I do my checks, make sure everything's working properly. And he took out, that's when he discovered the lens cover. That's great. But for those of you that are familiar with this aircraft, I have not seen the right answer yet in the comments. Look at the arms. He never once connected the arms. The tie downs, those little black knobs that are towards the end of the arms.
Okay. Yeah.
Those are the lock. That's the locking mechanism for the folding of the arms. He never locked them down. Now, if you had a checklist that he verified, or at least, pull it out, set the drone up, and then look at the checklist and go through it. And a checklist is arbitrary. We have one that I put together that mirrors what we use as an aviation standard. And had he had that checklist and gone through it and said, "Oh, the arms, I didn't lock the arms,"
yes,
then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. Another thing, safety issue. We've talked about this with visual observers. He was standing on the wrong side of the drone while doing a demo. He should have been between the drone and the kids, rather than the kids, like having the drone be between him and the kids.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. And as he zoom out, the person taking this video, there was nobody there keeping the kids back. They were able to run around. So, aviation safety best principles, best practices, safety is always number one. Always have a visual observer, at least understand what your main purpose is of being the pilot in command, is the safe operation of that aircraft. And so checklists are crazy important. A checklist would have saved this drone. Thankfully, none of the kids at this particular incident were hurt, and nobody was hurt. But one of the deputies that got me this video, he said after the drone crashes and you see him as he grabs his head, he's like, "Oh my gosh!" You can.
I mean, I grabbed my head.
The comment that the lieutenant said is, "You can see his soul leaving his body."
Oh yeah, I'm telling you,
it was so
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was a very impressive video, to say the least.
Yeah,
I might even be dreaming about that one tonight.
Yeah, aviation safety, paramount. So very important. Knowing the airspace that you're flying in, knowing your situation awareness, or the situation that you're flying in, what's around you, what you might be flying into, knowing if you're, that's why it's so important when you got your 107 that you go over the sectional charts and know where the VFR checkpoints are. If you remember that was some of the questions on the test. If you're flying in an area that has a VFR checkpoint in it, what might be the result of that airspace? Well, you're going to have probably a lot more VFR traffic in that area. There's a reason why we should be, staying away from more distance horizontally than underneath. And that's because aircraft flying in IMC conditions and under an IFR flight plan. But it's vitally important, and that's what I try to do when I go around to different places and lecture. Try to educate people on aviation's best practices, because we don't know what we don't know. And if you haven't been in aviation and you're picking up the drone as your introduction to aviation, that's fantastic. But let's learn what the rest of the aviation world is doing and not isolate or segment ourselves, because that's one of the biggest gaps that we have right now, is the difference between manned aviation and unmanned aviation, or crewed and uncrewed, if you're of that type. Because we operate in the very same airspace, and we need to make sure that we are all playing by the same rules and we understand what each other needs.
Yes. No. Well, I'll tell you, Kyle, you are very, very informative tonight. Really, I appreciate all the information that you shared with us, and I know a lot of people learned a lot tonight. But listen, I can't forget to do my giveaway contest. So now is the time to put in your numbers, your lucky numbers between 1 and 25, and I'll keep an eye out to see who gets the lucky number. You're eligible too, Kyle, because you don't know what it is. And that's for the monthly giveaway, a $10 Amazon gift card. So, and a lot of times I miss it, but I'll keep an eye out. And I don't see it yet. So somebody's very, very close, though. Yep. No, not yet. Not yet. Very close. And if I miss it, somebody always corrects me anyway. If I call it out wrong, somebody corrects me. But I do see it. Barkley got it. It was number 16. So Barkley, your name is going on the sheet, and your name will go in the hat for the monthly giveaway. So congratulations, Barkley. So it's just a little fun thing that I do, So, and
to answer the gentleman with God Bless America, the drone was a Matrice 300.
Oh, that was a Matrice 300. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. That's an impressive drone. It is. Big drone. Yeah. But anyway, the hour flew by. It goes by quick. And again, I appreciate you being on, Kyle. You were very, very informative. But now's the time for you to say your goodbyes and anything you'd like to promote, like your search and rescue group, your YouTube channel, or whatever.
I think I'd rather just fall on the side of promoting aviation safety. If there is something that, if you're in doubt of anything, it's best not to fly. The photograph that you may or may not get isn't worth the risk of putting your aircraft into uncertain territory. Aviation safety, make sure that you're obeying the regulations. Make sure you understand why the regulations are the way they are. If when in doubt, don't fly is probably the best advice that I can give people. Reach out to your local certified flight instructors if you have any questions about aviation safety, or what might be a better means by which, or a more proven means to do certain whatever. Please reach out to me. Reach out to your local FSDO. We are all pilots. We are all aviators, all operating in the same airspace. Let's make sure we take care of each other so that we can maintain the privilege. It's not a right to fly an aircraft. It's a privilege. It's a privilege to fly these aircraft, and we need to make sure that we take care of each other so we do not lose that privilege.
Yeah, well said. Well said. And I totally agree, So I got to say thank you again, Kyle, for being on. I got to say thank you to all the viewers that tuned in tonight. I truly appreciate it. You've been loyal fans for many years now. So thank you. And like Johnny and I say on our other show, get out there, fly for fun. But the most important thing, is fly safely. So I'll see you again next week, same time, same place, and have a good